Greetings, everybody. Keith here, hoping everybody's having a good day, enjoying life, living life, loving life. We're going to talk about all them slaves to this financial system. So pay attention, folks. First, we're going to start out with FI. FI, as in fi-nance. FI, in etymology, and it says borrowed from Latin phi, phi, from ancient Greek phi, fp or phei, and that's from Wiktionary. Okay. It says, what does the root word phi mean? Unlike the suffix ac, which indicates a defect in quality or condition, the prefix fi indicates a defect of morality. Therefore, while both are used to indicate disapproval, they are not synonymous. The difference is similar to the differences between evil and bad in English. Okay, and as it said up here, it says borrowed from. So in English, fi is borrowed from Latin phi, which is borrowed from Greek phi. So when the Latins borrowed it from the ancient Greeks, they adopted it and reformed it in a merger with their language as phi. The English did the same thing. They adopted it from Latin and merged it into their language under a new form, fi. You paying attention? So when you guys put up fi etymology, this should be one of the first ones to come up, is under Wiktionary. As you go down, it will show you different questions that people ask. Fi under Wiktionary. What does fi mean in Old English as compared to New English? Words, grammars, fie, which is the Old English form that they changed it to when they adopted phi. Then the New English, again, adopted the Old English, but because it's New English, they wanted to make it easier, so they just used fi. Is an archaic interjection or exclamation expressing disapproval or disgust. It came into use during the 13th century, telling us when they adopted it, probably from Old French fi, which is an exclamation of disapproval. So even Old French and Old English both adopted it from Latin. Another influence is the Old Norse word fy. Okay, as you go down, it'll tell you all these different meanings. What does fi mean Jamaican? To or for. So towards. What type of word is fi? The word fi is a possessive particle. Possessive particle. That goes with ar to form the possessive her. Okay, possessive her. And you guys can keep on going. To define financial institution, what does FI mean in USA? Financial institution. Refers to any public or private organization that is engaged in financial activities. Financial activities. Remember the fi and her. It's a possessive particle, and it's a defect of morals, moral character. Okay, let's look up finance according to etymology as the whole word. Fi-nance. Noun. An end. And I'll remind you, ANC is a suffix, and the root word is fine. That's why it's pronounced finance. So we're going to see fine here shortly as a derivative, or finance as a derivative. Either way, they're both going to say an end, settlement, retribution. From Old French finance, end, ending, pardon, remission, payment, expense, settlement of a debt. Noun of action from finer, to end, settle a dispute or debt. So finer is the one that's doing the fining. which means it's a finance or a financial incident. From F-I-N-C, fine, as a noun. Compare medieval Latin from finus, a payment in settlement, fine or tax. The notion is of ending by satisfying something that is due. Compare Greek telos, end. Plural tele. See what we're getting here? Telephone, telephonic. Communication. In their definitions, communication is a communication of a debt. Okay, a fine. Service is due. Dues exacted by the state. Financial means. What is mean? Is it mean? Is it mean to do that? The French senses gradually were brought into English. Ransom. Is a ransom mean? Taxation. If it's like kind and ransom is mean, and it's a financial means, then taxation is mean. The sense of man age meant. The age of your mentality as a man. Your mentality in your age as a man. Of money. Did they furnish you money? Furn, Arabic, ancient Arabic for food. Furnish money. Science of monetary business. It's a science. It's a practice. First recorded in English in 1770. So, fi was a word in ancient or in Old English that was transferred to New English and then contracted or attached to another term, nance. Finance is a verb. To ransom. Obsolete from finance, the noun. Sense of to, man, age, money. Someone furnished you money and now you are going to man age it because you're in the age of man rather than in the age of your spiritual living soul. Genesis 2:7. God formed man of the dust of the ground, and when he breathed the breath of life into his nostrils, man became a living soul. It is recorded from 1827. See how it's advancing as time goes on and changing, just like the scriptures did. That of to furnish with money is from 1866. Related, financed, financing. Fine. Termination, end, end of life. Finance, an end. Settlement, retribution, an ending. End, limit, boundary. So the fine as a debt, owe no debt or owe no man anything. In other words, you leave all men boundless. You don't provide bounds and boundaries. You live in abundance. Bund. Death. Fee. Payment. Finance. Money. 10th century. From Latin, finis. End. As in finish. Fin-ish. Are you a bunch of fish? Are you fishing? Wait till you see that one under fi when you go down and you see what the police fi is. They're fishing. And that instrument they're riding is a financial instrument. Fi. Think about this stuff, people. Now let's look at nance. Remember I showed you fi and then nance? What is nance if we break it up that way? Nance as a noun. Effeminate man. Male homosexual who takes the passive role. Remember her? Possessive. The man becomes the possession of her. From female name, Nancy, which was in use as an adjective meaning effeminate, applied to men by 1904 in prison slang. A shortening of earlier Miss Nancy. a derogatory term for finicky, effeminate man, which is attested to 1824. Recorded from 1827 to manage money. And now, all of you men are managing the money for your women's wishes instead of hearing your Father which art in heaven and not following those materialistic things and putting that rod to your child and teaching them how to live right. That's your problem. You're the effeminate, morally misguided people, not me. Have a good day.